It's another dividend season. Yay! On this channel, dividend season is a time when we look into the books of the companies we give our money in the previous financial year, as shareholders, and see how much they paid us as dividends. We're going to call result today. I have my result sheet here. So in this video, we're going to look at companies that paid us good dividends, companies that are stingy, they made money but they did not pay us anything, the companies that the rich and the wealthy invest in, the Nippo investors, and the companies that did not pay us any dividends, that are full of stories. Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Flo. I am the class prefect of the Flo Finance channel. This is a channel where we talk about money matters that concern us as investors. Investors who invest in Nigeria, that is, I know you can invest in anywhere in the world you want. You can make any amount of money you want to make. But on this channel, I talk about my experiences investing in Nigeria. Strictly for investments in Nigeria. We know they hear word on this channel. If you like, talk from now till tomorrow that we should stop investing in Nigeria. We know they hear word. So don't waste your time, because if you move mad down there in the comments, we are going to sote sopialoge. We are going to move madder. Welcome my people. Shout out to my people that are investing in Nigeria. It's another season to call results of, I have my spreadsheet here with the almighty spreadsheet. And remember, I am not a financial advisor. I am not a stockbroker. I am not the member of any political party. I am just an investor. I am for nobody. I am for everybody. What matters to me is my investment and how much I'm making from it. Okay? So everything you hear in this video and in other videos you watch on this channel is about my experience. I have so many years experience investing in Nigeria. I invest in everything. I invest in real estate. I invest in all types of instruments. I invest in mutual funds, FGN savings bonds, treasury bills, commercial papers. Which other one? Remind me in the comments below. All of them. I invest in them here. I have a wealth of experience. I cannot carry this experience to my grave. So this is where I come to offload it. If not, my head will explode. Okay? So if you want to join us, grab a drink, grab a seat, and settle in, because it may be a long one. I don't know. I'm just going to talk. Talk about these companies, because some of them, they carry us play. Some of them paid solid dividends. Some of them came with stories. Some of them are so stingy, they made money but they don't want to pay. And some of them we are going to sell off today. Let's keep going. You can see that the list is lean compared to last year's list. We are leaving the dead weight in financial year 2023. This year, when I say this year, it's financial year 2024. I did not bother to include companies that paid below 10% dividend yield, because they are a waste of Excel rows and columns, don't you think? I included some companies because I just want to talk about them. I want to chook mouth in their matter. Example, the almighty MTN. MTN story is a running theme on this channel because a lot of our community members are shareholders of MTN, and they always like to come here to hear my opinions about MTN so that they can fight me in the comments. You're not going to fight me today because I'm on your side today. But even if it's a family fight. They say siblings fight, no they reach for bone marrow. So starting with Access Bank PLC, known as Access Holdings on the Nigerian Exchange, the average share price of Access Holdings on the Nigerian Exchange in 2024 was 22 naira 10 kobo. Their earnings per share for 2024 was 12 naira 41 kobo. This earnings per share figure is very important because it's from this figure that they will now decide how much they will pay to shareholders and how much they will keep to continue, that they will use to continue to run the company. So how much did they pay as dividend in 2024? Nigerian banks usually pay dividends twice a year. Usually, for the financial year 2024, Access Bank paid 45 kobo per share as interim dividend and 2 naira 5 kobo per share as final dividend, making a total of 2 naira 50 kobo per share as dividend they paid for the financial year 2024. That means if you have 10,000 shares with Access Bank, you would have received something like 10,000 multiplied by 2.5. So you get 25,000. But remember, dividends are subject to withholding tax and VAT on withholding tax. So yeah, what you get is a little bit less than this calculated amount. Next, I have dividend yield, which is what I use to check if it was worth leaving my money in that company. If it's a company I like that has been performing well for years, I give them a benefit of doubt of 2 years. If they're still slacking, I sell immediately. No time to waste time. It's all about returns for me. I normally use the interest from government issued securities as yardstick because it is the CBN that dictates the base interest rates in Nigeria. Going by the FGN savings bond interest rates for 2024, here I have a table for all the interest rates each month of 2024. And as average, I have 17% interest rate for the 3-year bond. I'll judge the returns from each company based on this rate. It's judgment day. You can see that for 2024, Access Bank has a below par rate, only 11% returns on investment. I also have another column I look at, which is dividend payout ratio. This is what I use to know if the company I invested in is a stingy company. How much of this money that we made as profit are we going to give the shareholders per share? And then keep the remaining for running the company, or they pay themselves. Some of them pay themselves with the remaining. Let me tell you, if you think that they are keeping everything, they will use that one to pay themselves, what do you call that? Bonuses. So remember that for when you start saying, oh, this one they paid is good enough. Remember that that one that are not giving to you is going into somebody else's pocket. For Access Holdings, they paid only 20% of their earnings as dividends. They can surely do better. Instead of pocketing 80% of the profits, they can raise it to 40% for shareholders. They have failed in 2 areas that matter to me. What matters to you when you invest in a company? Are you some of these shareholders that don't mind how much they pay you as dividends? Some people don't even mind whether they pay them dividends or not. The next company is Dangote Cement. Their average share price for last year was 591 naira 10 kobo. We already know the story behind how Dangote Cement share price shot up like magic. Their earnings per share was 29 naira 70 kobo. Dividend per share 30 naira. I don't understand why Dangote Cement paid more dividend per share than their earnings per share. And I think they did the same thing last year. A company should not pay dividends out of pocket. It's a red flag for me, big red flag for me. In spite of the fact that they dip their hands into their savings to make shareholders happy, their dividend yield is still very low, only 5%. Not good at all for me, too poor. This means that if you bought Dangote Cement shares last year, you will only make 5% return on investment. Clearly, FGN savings bond and treasury bills returned several times more than that in 2024. And then their dividend payout ratio is 101% because remember, they paid out more money than they earned. Not good. In personal finance, please don't do this because it means that you're spending more than your salary. That means that you're owing all these loan apps and they're currently chasing you around. No. Fidelity Bank PLC, their average share price for last year was 12 naira 40 kobo per share. Their earnings per share was 6 naira 77 kobo. Out of that, they paid a total dividend of 2 naira 10 kobo per share, giving their shareholders a 16.94% return on investment for the year 2024. At least a company that is coming up to the percentage, the average we have for FGN savings bonds for last year. This one is good. I like it. When I tell you that Fidelity Bank is a small but mighty bank, you better believe me because I have been a long-term investor. In fact, I invested in Fidelity during their private placement far back, 2004 or something like that. Yeah. And they always, year on year, they closely match government interest rates. Ever since they went public, they have not missed out on any dividend any year. Remember, I'm not your financial advisor. I did not say that you should go and invest in Fidelity Bank. No. Remember, everything I'm telling you now is historical events, something that has happened in the past. I don't have a crystal ball, beacon, because this is a financial channel. I have to be careful what I say. Everything I teach you or share with you on this channel is for you to open your eyes at things, at data that maybe you didn't know before, so that you can look at what we are looking at and then decide for yourself. Not tomorrow now, you say you recommended, you buy the shares and you go and start sleeping. You don't keep your eye on it. The way I do my own is, if I have the shares of any company, I listen to the news. I'm always listening to Nigeria financial news. My eyes are open, tracking their trend, keeping. Recently, Fidelity was in the news for insider trading. I followed that news to the last. So that is what you should be doing. Such things affect the prices of your shares or the performance of a company or whatever. A president may wake up tomorrow and say something. If it affects banks, you have to do something. But I am not always going to make a video about it, because some people keep waiting for me to tell them, I'll tell you to buy, I'll tell you to sell. No, now. That's not how you invest. No matter how I will come here and say that investment is passive income, investing in shares is not passive income, please. Any investment at all is not passive income. You have to be actively monitoring it. Even if you're not doing day trading, you have to be actively monitoring it so that you know when you have to pull out your money and run. For more information about shares, I uploaded a lot of videos about shares, the way the shares works, what I look at. Go to my channel. At the top, you see a tab that says playlist. Click on that playlist and find a playlist about shares. Go there and knock yourself out. Watch all those videos. And if they still don't make sense to you, yeah, try and watch them. I know that when you start watching, it will be like jargon, but stay on it, and with time you see the pattern. It's the same thing that we do over and over again. Once you learn how to do it with one company, when you move to the next company, it's the same analysis that I do. But if after watching all those videos, you still feel that there's something lacking, you still feel that you need somebody to hold your hands to teach you exactly what you need to know, because all these videos may be information overload for you. If you want somebody that sifts through and feeds you what you need to know to start, then you need more financial education. That's where my bootcamp comes in. Click the link below and go over there, and please, I'm begging you, read that page very well and make sure you have all the prerequisites before you register, including the prerequisite about having time to actually take part in the bootcamp, because it's called a bootcamp for a reason. If you know that you're too busy to invest or too busy to go through the bootcamp, please do not register. There's no need coming to waste both of our times since you're busy, right? If you have any questions about the information on that page, feel free to send me an email. You see my email over there to ask me questions, to confirm all the things before you book. Continuing, First Hold Co., formerly known as FBN Holding, formerly known as First Bank of Nigeria. First Hold Co. is a true definition of, it's not by change of name. If you don't change what is happening in the company from the roots, if you like, baptize yourself 1,000,000 times, so what is happening there will still be happening. How many times have they changed name? Remember what I said about them last year? At the time I made this dividend season video, June 2024, they have not even paid dividends. Their financial statement for the year, financial year end report, was not even on their website. A financial institution. How hard can it be? Like, I don't understand it. The oldest bank in Nigeria, for that matter, not good enough for me. And this year, they have fallen yakata for ground in terms of dividend payments. In 2024, their average share price was 26 naira 60 kobo. The group earned 18 naira 69 kobo per share for shareholders, but Femi Otedola and other board members had the mind to approve a paltry 60 kobo per share as dividend for shareholders for the financial year 2024, making it 2.2%. 2% return on investment. Hey! With a dividend payout ratio of 3.2%. Shaking my head vigorously. Or did they pay any dividend last year and I was not aware? I read their financial statement and I was like, what is this? So I went to my bank account. I went from last year, throughout last year, checked it. I didn't see any money that came in from First Bank. I Googled my time away, nothing. With the earnings per share of 18 naira 69 kobo for 2024, they have the money to pay, but they decided to be stingy. Oh my God. What a woeful return on investment for shareholders. I'm a shareholder of First Bank for a long time, and I'm pausing this video right now to go and put it up for sale. I'll be right back. Trade order submitted. I'll make a video telling you how that goes when it's finalized. Next is another $10 company, Geru. How do you pronounce it? It is a power generation company owned by $10. The average share price of Geru in 2024 was, are you ready for this? Are you? Have you liked this video yet? Click the like button because this is real financial education. Average share price for Geru in 2024 was 1,000 naira per share. Yay! I intentionally included this company because I like looking at companies that big men invest in. The Nipo babies of the Nigerian exchange. The Nipo baby stock. See, if I fork out 1,000 naira per share to buy the shares of a company, that company had better be ready to be paying me at least 400 naira per share as dividends. Because what is this? What is this? Let's be going first. Their earnings per share for last year was 10 naira. Ooh. There goes my hopes of earning 400 naira per share. Last year they earned 10 naira, 97 kobo per share. Olololo. Padre mia. Eventually they paid 8 naira 50 kobo per share as dividend. Please, those who invest in these kinds of shares, how do you make money? What's the incentive? Because I really want to know. I don't understand this. Just like when Nestle, right now Nestle, I think it's almost 2,000 naira per share. But when you go and check the dividend they pay, it's like rubbish. So if they pay at all, I really want to know because I don't understand why the share price will be this high. Yeah, the dividend is so not worth it. Please, those of you investing in these kinds of companies, teach your sister now. Maybe there's a secret I don't know. Teach me, please. What is the secret? What is the catch? I really want to know. That gave a dividend yield of 0.85%. It's not even up to 1%. Chineke. I still can't get over the fact that their profit is only 10 naira per share. This company has been in operation for more than 15 years. So please, what's going on? Chime in, my people. Let me know in the comments below. Your sister does not understand how this one works. This one passed me. Guaranteed Trust Bank. GT Bank paid an astonishing dividend for the financial year 2024. Yay! I can bet on the fact that their CEO, Agbaje, come here. Did you watch my video last year? You guys remember that video where I compared GT Bank and Zenith? And we saw how over the years, GT Bank has been making more money than Zenith. Even their share price has been more than Zenith. Yet, Zenith Bank has been consistently paying out more dividend, like more returns for their investors than GT Bank. So I gave GT Bank mouth last year. But this year, GT Bank did everything in their power to outdo themselves and Zenith. What do you think? Like in that video, I analyzed 5 years, the two shares for 5 years. And Zenith was beating them consistently. What happened this year? Agbaje, come and tell us, what did you watch? You see why it's good for us to be outspoken. My money is on the fact that Agbaje watched this video. See why? It's good to speak up because you don't know who is watching. You know, it's easy for these companies to think that we don't care because the truth be told, a lot of people invest for investment's sake. GT Bank's average share price for last year was 44 naira 55 kobo. Earnings per share 35 naira 44 kobo. They paid a total dividend of 8 naira 3 kobo per share, which was a whopping 18.02% dividend yield. That's return on investment, which closely matches what we had for government securities in 2024. In fact, the thing caught up with treasury bills, no? A round of applause for GT Bank, I beg. Next, the almighty MTN Nigeria. I can tell you now, MTN did not pay nada. They paid zero. They paid nothing as dividend in the financial year 2024. 1 minute of silence for MTN. Remember that for financial year 2022, they paid 15 naira 60 kobo, which was even low for their share price. In 2023, they paid only 5 naira 60 kobo per share, which was less than half of what they paid the previous year. We were shouting about that one. And last year, they hit us with zero dividend, nada, zilch. Nothing for MTN shareholders. When I say us, I mean collectively as a community, because I know that a lot of MTN shareholders watch this channel. I feel for you guys, honestly. I feel your loss. I really do. I'm not a shareholder of MTN because you guys know I made a video about it saying that I won't buy. I didn't buy when they did the initial public offer. I didn't buy in the recent PO. But I know that a good number of people in the community invested in MTN during their last public offer. And it's sad that for the share price of MTN, investors are not getting anything in return. It's really sad. With an average share price of 214 naira 80 kobo in 2024, it's 400 and something right now, 400 and something. But that's just money tied up in a company. It's sad. So what are you guys going to do? Are you going to sell? Because if not me, I go sell, because I don't see this story ending soon. Yeah? Are you going to sell and find other stocks to invest in, or find other things to invest in? Because this is really a pity. That means that people that invested since 2023, that was when they did their PO, no? They've only earned that 560. No, that's too bad. That's not my modus operandi. Investing in a company and not receiving good dividends, I can't sleep well at night, because it's the dividends that I'm receiving that keeps me calm. So even if I wake up one day to the company going on that I must have earned dividends over the years, but if you don't earn dividends all this time, how do you guys do it? Do you do that? I don't know. I will never understand investing in non-dividend stocks. I'll never understand it. If you sell now, it's a huge amount of money because the thing is high up there. I'm not advising you to sell before when I say I advise. Now let's see the excuses they cited for 2024. For 2023, they said it was the sharp fall of the naira, hence exchange rate due to Tinubu's floating of the naira. In 2024, they cited more unfavorable economic climate. Over the past year, the economic environment has been challenging, characterized by high inflation and foreign exchange volatility. Although these factors severely impacted our blah, 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 blah. You can pause it to read if you want. In view of the loss for the year ended 31st December 2024, resulting from the significant currency devaluation, they're still calling this devaluation, and its impact. Anyway, it's true though. The devaluation was felt early 2024, a lot, so they're right. And the impact on the retained earnings, the directors will not recommend a final dividend payment. So 0 dividend from MTN in the financial year 2024. I mean, there's nothing to pay shareholders. If you look at their books, you see that their earnings per share was in the negative. If their earnings per share was in the negative, they cannot pay you out of pocket. There's nothing to pay. At least this one is understandable compared to First Holdco that has money. They made money, but they refuse to pay. By reading financial statements of all these companies, I like reading them. I enjoy reading them. Not reading them from cover to cover. No, I just go to the important table part there and read the intro from the board chairman and all that. By reading all these things, you will begin to understand the impact of the decisions made by our leaders on the economy. It's not all these statistics that they're forging that are telling us. You will begin to see how it's impacting companies, how companies are going down slowly. Before you know it, you hear that company has packed up and run away. Politics and finances are like this. They are pari passu. They're related, very, very related. That is why you have to take who is there seriously and exercise your right by all means. If they say you won't exercise your right, you say we die here. The next one is NACO. Remember last year when I said that I have my eyes on this company because their dividend yield was quite high. Let's see what they paid this year in dividend. They shouldn't be wailing like MTN because NACO charges import duties in dollars. For the year end 2024, NACO's average share price was 36 naira, earnings per share 6 naira 60 kobo. And this NACO, their share price is high, quite high now. Dividends paid 5 naira 94 kobo per share. That's a high dividend payout ratio at 90%. Then dividend yield was 16.5% return on investment. Not bad at all, not bad for a company that is not all that popular. Next is Sky Shelter Fund, which is the real estate investment trust. I included this one here for those who often ask me how to invest in real estate without molding one block. Here you go. Remember, I'm not telling you to invest in this company, just letting you know that such a company exists. Now you can go and do your research before investing. Their average fund price for last year was 122 naira 65 kobo, dividend 21 naira 50 kobo, giving you a dividend yield of 17 naira 53%, which is quite high. 17.53%, what am I saying? Which is quite high. Please, I'm not saying that this company will always give you a high dividend yield. Please, I don't have a crystal ball. I'm just reporting what I see here. Next, you have Stanbic Bank, whose average share price last year was 56 naira per share. Earnings per share 17 naira 10 kobo per share. They paid a total dividend per share of 5 naira, giving a dividend yield of just under 9%. UBA in my books paid the highest return this year with a whopping 19%. UBA shareholders, you are balling, no? Come and pay your tithe. Wema Bank PLC looks like they paid a higher dividend yield, but because I have doubts about how much exactly they paid as dividend last year, you can see that I put it in red. It's very frustrating when a company makes their financial reports very difficult to read. It's worse when it's a financial institution. Yeah? For instance, Wema Bank talks about 2 dividends here, proposed and paid. This paid one, is it interim dividend? If yes, why did they not expressly call it interim dividend? That's the official name for it. Wema Bank shareholders, did you receive interim dividend last year? If yes, what is the dividend per share amount? I want to know, because it's not clear from this statement. Then our darling Silencer Bank, Zenith. I call them our darling because last year, when I compared their historical performance with that of GTB, lots of people say they will invest in Zenith, but look at what happened with 2024 dividend payouts. Zenith became a stingy bank while GTB overtook them in dividend payment. This is why you will never catch me advising you invest in this, invest in that. If I had specifically or categorically told you guys to invest in Zenith that last year, by now I will not be able to count the number of people that will be coming to my channel to say, is it you that said we should invest in Zenith? Look at what happened. That's why. Just Negudi how a whole Zenith paid a paltry 5 naira per share. That's 13.6% dividend yield. I call it paltry because they can do better. Look at the massive earnings per share, 32 naira 87 kobo. So they could afford to pay more. I'm not a shareholder of Zenith Bank, but the team pained me on behalf of the shareholders, especially after they declared profits. For last year, they declared 1.3 trillion. More than 1 trillion profits. They'll be paying themselves bonuses. But to pay shareholders, that is bringing the money that you people are using to run the company, will be hard. Very disappointing. Anyway, what do you think? Did the company or companies you invested in pay you good dividends? Which are they? Please, if there are any hidden gems. And what's happening in the stock market, please let us know, because the thing is rallying. I have not had time to look at the shares that are rallying. So let me know in the comments. Bye. See you in my next video.